Okay, so I will share my screen with you. Okay, so today we have to see the present perfect continuous. Okay, so let's start with the structure. So let's go there. One moment. Okay. So, okay. So when we talk about present perfect continuous, we are talking about like some action, okay, some action that started in the past, but the action doesn't finish. So the action is still in progress. Okay, so first of all, we will see the structures for this grammar, and after we will see it with some examples. So as we can talk about perfect, we have to remember that if we use present perfect, we have to use have plus, as we are using, well, about present perfect, the structure or the auxiliary that it is have. If we talk about continuous, so we know that in continuous way, we always use verb to be with ing, right? So we will use been plus verb with ing, okay? So this is going to be our structure for present perfect continuous. What does it mean? That we are going to start with subject, this first auxiliary, have been, and verb with ing, plus complement, okay? So this is the structure for affirmative sentence. What can I say? I have been reading a book for 2 days, for example. So what does it mean? That maybe I started reading this book on Monday and I am still reading the book. I didn't finish, okay? So, oh, please give me a second, Gabby. Okay. Okay, Gabby. So now when we talk about negatives, the only thing that we are gonna do is to put negative to our first auxiliary, that in this case is have. So I will put after my auxiliary not, right? And just in case, we have to remember that when we talk about these perfects, we have maybe have or maybe has, right? But it depends on the subject. Have or has, depending on the subject. Okay, so what example could you give me in negative? For example, Gabby.
She has not been working in her office.
She hasn't been working in her office. Okay, perfect. What else? Do you want to put like a specific time or not?
At noon, maybe.
Okay, 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 it's okay. So only there?
Yes.
So when we want to talk about interrogatives, the structure is going to be the same, but the only thing that we have to put is the auxiliary at the beginning and after the subject. And obviously, at the end, the question mark. Okay, so what do we have? For example, I can make you a question. Have you been, I don't know, have you been studying for your test these days, for example? And how do you think it's the answer?
Yes, I have. And no, I haven't.
Very good. Yes, I have, or no, only. Very good. Excellent. So that is the way how we have to answer, right? So as you can see here, we talk about an action that started in the past, but we didn't finish. And when we talk about progressive, it means that maybe all days, all the time, this action has been happening, okay? So for example, if we want to put like time, we could use for or we could use since, okay, in the complement. But this is different, for example, when we use present perfect only, okay? For example, if I say, I have read a book for 2 days, it means that the action I started, I don't know which were those 2 days, okay? I don't know. So maybe it could be Friday and Saturday, but I don't know the time. But I finished reading that book. But if I use progressive or continuous with ing, it means that I started the action, but it is in a progress yet, okay? So it means if I say for 2 days, it means that since today, I have to rest 2 days ago. Okay, so that is the difference, okay?
Okay.
So here in the platform, we have some examples where we said, for example, the Soccer Federation has been calling me for the past 2 days. What does it mean? That the federation started calling to the coach 2 days ago and they are still calling him, right? So in the line time, we can see that the action started in the past 2 days ago and they are still calling them, okay, or calling him, okay? So When we want to put or to talk about time in the complement, we could use for or we could use since, right? If it's only a sentence, it's okay too. But if we want to specify, we could put since or for, okay? Like here, Nick, we've been working together for 4 years. So what does it mean? For example, this year is 2021. So if we rest 4 years, so they were working since 2018, right? So what that does, it means that. So we are still in progress, okay? And what happens if I want to make questions? If we see the differences, for example, when we want to talk about time, about a specific time, we don't use, for example, how much time have you been living here, for example. It's not okay. Always I will use how long in order to express the quantity, the amount of something, okay? So how long, always with present perfect continuous, okay? How much, how many, those you could use with only present perfect, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so I don't know if you have some question until here, Gabby.
No, it's fine.
Okay, perfect. So now let's go to the platform, okay? So to the okay. I will assign you. And this. Okay, so it's assigned.
I'm gonna look.
Let's go to the first one. Okay, two mistakes. Which now? 4 and 5, right? Why 4? Let's see that in the, well, at the starting of the sentence, it says, some time ago. So always remember that if in a sentence we have last, ago, yesterday, those are specific expressions for simple past, right? So if you see these expressions, it means that the sentence is in past, okay? So the sentence has to be in past.
Okay.
And number 5, it couldn't be has. Why? Because I am talking about she and Amy, right? So they are both. So it's not third person with has, right?
Okay.
Okay, so let's check.
Up, maybe? They
Yes,
have been talking. Okay.
that. Yes, have. 2 people. Right.
Okay.
Excellent. So now let's go to the second.
Mhm. Until now. Choice, as you know, people. Mm.
Okay, so why do you think it's the problem?
Mm.
For example, have been saying.
Why did I? No, this is has.
Yeah, because of the third person, right?
Yes.
And in the other one,
Mhm.
the other, as we are talking, for example, people have been saying,
Mhm.
right, that Crawford has in present or Crawford has been having. Because if people started to talk before,
Mhm.
if they started in the past, so it's in the past too, and it's
Mhm.
continuing, right?
So it is that Crawford has been having.
Exactly. Has been.
Okay. He has been trying.
Okay, perfect. Now it's okay, right? So, very good. Now, let's go. I will share you my screen
Okay.
in order to start the second round.
I'm sorry. Could you give me 1 minute, please? I'm going to answer some call that is very important.
Okay,
Please.
don't worry, don't worry.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm here again. Thank you.
Okay, Gabby. So, I will share you my screen.
Okay.
Okay, now in this case, we are talking about separable phrasal verbs. Okay, so what happened with this? When we talk about separable, well, I don't know if you remember the inseparable phrasal verbs. Do you remember?
Yes.
Yes, right? So it's
Mhm.
kind of same. And what happened here? In this case, as we said, the phrasal verb is composed by a verb. We said plus a particle, right? So this is the composition of a phrasal verb, right?
Mhm.
So, yes, in the other grammar, we used the inseparable phrasal verb. That was because this phrasal verb both had to be together and they didn't have to separate. In this case, we are gonna separate, as the name says, this phrasal verb. So how? We're gonna have a specific word here that this word is going to separate the phrasal verb. Okay, so what is it? It is the object pronoun. Okay, object pronoun. So we could say, for example, here, the verb maybe we could check with sit out. Sit out is a phrasal verb. This phrasal verb means like, it's the same as giving up or quit. Okay, so something. So we're gonna say in this part that if I say, for example, I will, okay, I will sit out the game. So in this case, this is separable phrasal verb, okay? Why? Because the phrasal verb here are together, so they are not separated. Sit out, I will sit out the game. So, but if I say using separated phrasal verbs, what is here? What is the topic that I am talking here? What is the important? We're talking about the game, right? So what I will sit out the game. So this is my object. So this is the same as using, for example, I will sit. So first my verb, and in the middle, I will separate it by the object. I will sit the game out. Yes. So this is called separable phrasal. Okay. So we could use in both ways. Inseparable are going to be when the phrasal verb are together, the verb and the particle. And after this, we have the object, right? But separable is gonna be when the object is in the middle of the verb and the particle, okay? So that is the only difference. I don't know if you have some question about this.
The meaning of the sentence is the same when we change the sentence?
Yeah, it's the same. I will sit out the game. So sit out means quit, right? So sit the game or sit the game out, it means the same. So it's like quit the game. Okay, so the meaning is the same. So in many cases, there are most of people that they prefer to use separable phrasal verbs, or in some cases, they must or they prefer to use inseparable phrasal verbs. Both are okay. Okay. So that's the only thing that we have to identify always the object pronoun. Okay. So that is the only thing that we have to separate it both by using the object pronoun in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the only.
Thank you.
Don't worry. For example, here in the platform, well, we don't have examples, right, of separable phrasal verbs, but we have, for example, this. Why didn't you clear up this whole thing? Clear up is an inseparable, right? So how can I make a separable question in this?
Why don't you clear this whole thing up?
Exactly, right? So the object always in the middle, right? Perfect. For example, in this, I sat out the game because I hadn't sprinkled angle. So how could I make it in a separable?
I sat the game out because I had a sprained ankle.
Perfect, right? So that is the only difference. Inseparable and separable, and both means the same.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So now let's go to the platform, okay? Go. Separable phrasal verbs 1.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Very good. Now let's go to the second one.
Your title is the best woman to ever been. Don't say no. She doesn't want to hear about it because she's not ready to hear anything. I will not. Keep my back. Keep back. I will bear anything to see it. Sign. Sign up for him. Breathe. To crush your wants to.
Okay, so let's see.
Mm.
Okay, 3, right? Well, in the first one, give it back. It's like something to it's like to come back to some place. Okay, so
Mhm.
it's much better at the end. Okay,
Okay. Mhm.
and bring up. It means like it's like mentioning, okay, something. So it says
Mhm.
that her title is the best woman soccer player in the world, but don't, it's like saying, don't mention it when you talk to me at home, for example. That is
Okay.
bring
Mhm.
up, okay?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
And set up is instead of bring it up.
Don't bring it up. She set it up to encourage her and bring. She wants to give.
Okay, set it up. Perfect, very good.
Okay.
Excellent. So now, okay. With this second grammar, okay, we finish phrasal verbs and
Okay.
present perfect continuous, okay?
Mhm.
So tomorrow we are gonna see this other grammar that it's about superlative adjectives, okay? But for this grammar, try to see the adjectives, and we're
Mhm.
gonna have like a review of adjectives and using them in this grammar. Okay, Gabby?
Okay. Mhm.
Okay. So today we just finish here, and tomorrow we will finish with this grammar all the module. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was fast.
Yes, one almost 1 month.
Yes, yes. Okay, yeah, but you're going very well. Okay, so perfect, Gabby. Tomorrow we will continue. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Gabby. See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Take care.
You too.